Presentation of Bounce TV Sports.
Miles College. Third-year head coach Reginald Ruffin has the Golden Bears believing that 3 is more than just a one-time charm. A senior signal caller looks to march toward leaving a foundation of a consistent winner. The Bears from Alabama want a breakthrough with their second SIAC title in 3 years. They face 14-time SIAC champion Albany State Golden Rams. Last week, with the East Division slipping away, the Dirty Blue defense pitched a second-half shutout in the Fountain City Classic. The Gold Rush offense composed a second-half symphony, racing to score 19 unanswered points to punch a ticket to Atlanta, where the SIAC champions will be crowned. Miles, Albany State on Bounce TV. Championships our way. The Grills have been working overtime here in Atlanta, Georgia this afternoon as fans from Miles College travel from Fairfield, Alabama, and fans from Albany State take the track up to the crown jewel of the South, Atlanta, Georgia, for the SIAC championship game here at Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, everybody. I'm James Verrett along with Ryan Stewart. We've been doing this all season, and it comes down to this. 2 teams, winner from the East, Albany State, winner from the West, Miles College, trying to play for the trophy.
Teams, coaches, and even analysts, James, don't get the opportunity to be a part of championship football, but that's what we have here tonight in the SIAC. Championship football at its finest.
For the Eastern Division champions, Frank Rivers is the signal caller for Albany State, and he has done a masterful job of late.
Listen, he's displayed incredible toughness and persistent focus. He showed toughness to take hit after hit versus Fort Valley State last week in the first half, while his offensive line figured out how to shore up protection in the second half, and then he showed focus in that second half while sticking to the game plan and connecting on the deep ball to guide his team to a championship-worthy appearance tonight.
215 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, even though he was sacked 4 times. Now, for the Western Division champions in Miles College, they have a veteran signal caller. This is his second championship game in his career in David Thomas.
That should settle the storm when it comes to his guys being young. But when it comes to David Thomas, this guy showed his dual-threat ability last week versus one of the toughest teams in the SIAC, that being Tuskegee. Tonight, on top of being effective running the ball and throwing the ball, he will need to add leadership to that because he's played in a game like this before, as James has mentioned, but a few of his wide receivers and O-linemen have it. He'll need to calm the storm if they want to have success in this championship game.
2 teams enter, 1 will leave. They are vying for the SIAC championship trophy. We'll have the kickoff coming up next. Bounce TV, championships our way.
Put a face through a season of torturous conditions? Okay. Shave a face with anything but ProGlide? What are we, animals? The Gillette Fusion ProGlide. Precision equipment with less tug, less pull for unrivaled comfort even on sensitive skin. So you can go get it. Gillette, the best a man can get.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for.
The SIAC Championship game is brought to you by Fusion ProGlide, Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin. Learn more at Gillette/Grooming Edge. And by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. A beautiful shot of the skyline of Atlanta, Georgia. A wonderful night for football. The city has embraced the SIAC championship game, and one of the dignitaries and the mayor was right there for the coin toss. Mayor Kasim Reed was there for the honorary toss of the coin, and I don't know if he was pulling for Albany State or Miles, but obviously pulling for a good game.
What is it? It is tail.
And he did make the catch, and let's go down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Doug Stewart. Doug?
Yeah, guys, let's talk a little bit about the coaches. Now, it may just be competitive gamesmanship, but yesterday at the SIAC championship game, the 2 coaches kind of went at it. Now, Coach Mike White has been a coach for 14 years and won 5 SIAC championships. Coach Ruffin is the new guy on the block. He's been to this game twice and losing the other time. I'll just say this. Good thing these guys aren't lining up against each other on the sideline, because it might be a problem. Guys, back to you.
No doubt about it. Thanks a lot, Doug. Mike White was an All-American in his own respect, and for Ruffin, he has done a great job, not only as a former player at North Alabama, but as a head coach. 2011, his first year, Ryan, he's the champion of the SIAC and Coach of the Year. 2012, they made it to the playoffs, and in 2012, they had their best record in school history.
Clearly a special coach when you go 8-3 in 2012, and you've been to 2 out of 3 SIAC championships for your short tenure. He's an outstanding coach, and he really holds football in a high regard, but he holds his players to a higher standard, even beyond the rights of football.
They met earlier this year in September, and it was Miles' Golden Bears who walked away with the victory, even though Frank Rivers for Albany State had 260-yard passing and 2 touchdowns. It was Demetric Price who will be coming off the bench for Miles College this evening, who had 275 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Antonio Pitts for the Golden Bears, 70 yards receiving and 2 touchdown catches. Now it's time to stop all the talking and get ready to see a little football.
Speaking of talking, yesterday at the SIAC press conference, Coach White mentioned several times that Miles College was the best team they played all season long, and they're looking forward to a chance to right the ship from the loss earlier this season.
Brandon Carney will be kicking off for Miles College. Back deep, Adrian Alexander and Jaquan Williams for Albany State. The 3rd annual SIAC championship game is underway. Alexander will take it at his own 10. Has some room to run, gets out to the 25, and eventually brought down at about the 30-yard line, and that's where the Golden Rams Gold Rush offense will take over after a 22-yard run. Alfonso Edwards on the tackle. Impact players to watch for Albany State, their running back who just had the run back, Adrian Alexander. He is magnificent. And the linebacker from Miles College, Jelante English, he is everywhere all the time.
They'll be seeing each other all night long, maybe at the line of scrimmage or possibly behind on either side.
For English, he has 45 solo tackles this year. Frank Rivers out of the shotgun, looking to throw it early, and this pass is incomplete, intended for Jesse Atkins.
And if Atkins would have been able to catch that ball, James, he may have had a little bit of room to cause some damage Miles College.
For Frank Rivers, this is a young man who transferred in from Grambling State, and you see his numbers. First 5 games, not impressive, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but the last 4, which they really needed, 11 touchdowns, only 1 pick.
Coaches talk about it all the time. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. And Frank was a little rocky in those first 5, but he's truly put it together strong on the backfire.
Frank now will go under center. Going to try to run it a little bit, but he is met by a wall of White. No gain on the run.
When it comes to the front 3 that we'll see, Brayson Jones, Darrell Williams, and Brandon Smith for Miles College, that front 3 play very good at the line of scrimmage, and they don't let too many things get by them. Look for them to make plays all night long.
Pass was on the carry, and you see number 50, Arenza Johnson Jr. 3rd down conversions, 30%, 9th in the SIAC. Golden Rams now looking to make their first conversion of the night. Rivers with time, getting some pressure on the backside, and he is brought down for a sack. Big play by Brayson Jones, his 5th sack of the season.
That's what makes Miles College so effective up front. They don't have to send linebackers and corners and safeties to get the blitz. Brayson just now did it by himself. Good protection at first, but they continue to keep their motors running, and Brayson got to the quarterback for the sack. Persistent pressure, James, from the defensive ends and the nose guard for Miles College. It will be there all night long.
Latner to punt. Darren, DJ Fife back deep, and he will take it at his own 24-yard line, trying to elude some Golden Rams, and does, but he back steps, and a flag is thrown. He's brought down eventually at about the 27-yard line. 46-yard punt, 5-yard return.
Really good coverage by Albany State just now to maintain their lanes, to make sure that they're not running behind the same color jersey to allow an opening for the return.
DeMonte Queen on the tackle, but we do have a flag. Our head referee today, Alton Bryant, along with Jermaine Boyd, Harold Beatty, Larry Chubb, Harlan Johnson, Ben Cole, and also Matthew Hill.
We have 2 fouls on the play. First foul is a dead ball on the kicking team, number 38, for unnecessary roughness. Against the receiving team, you had a personal foul, face mask. That would be administered at the end of the round, 15-yard penalty, first down, Miles.
So now Miles will have the ball. They will move it forward. We take a look at the impact players. Wide receivers play well for the Golden Bears, Antonio Pitts and Darren DJ Fife. And for Albany State, the dirty blue defense is led by Larry Whitfield, and look out for Dexter Mooney. This is a strong safety that has pro potential.
He's got pro potential because he can play at the line of scrimmage and cover as well. Playing safety position, he covers like he's a corner. And when it comes to Pitts for that offense, look for him to stretch that defense down the field, because he's got good speed and great hands to match that speed when it comes to helping out his quarterback, David Thomas. Because of the infraction, they go back 10, move up 5, back and forth, and finally they will have the ball at about the 27-yard line. That's where the Golden Bears will take over after all the penalties were marked off. David Thomas, the redshirt senior from Opelika, Alabama, in his second championship game. Going with the option, Thomas will keep, has a hold, and gets out to about the 35-yard line, close to a first down, 7-yard gain. Tackle made by Marcavius Dudley for the Golden Rams. Came out in a pistol formation, James, and they started off with the read option to let that defense know that you've got to make a decision. Are you going to take this dive player, being the fullback? Are you going to go with the pitch man, being the tailback? Or are you going to stick with the quarterback when it comes to the options that he's got? Now they're going to split out their tackles. Some trickery going on early. They fake the bubble screen, but eventually throws it, and it is incomplete. Dangerous play. And that pass was intended for Casey Logan, and Logan not known to catch any balls. He hadn't caught any all season, but hey, this is championship. That's what you do. If Logan would have caught that ball, he had a gateway to the end zone because blockers were in position to guide him all the way down the sideline. Efficiency is the key for the Golden Bears. You look at last week against Tuskegee, 541 yards, 9 of 13 in third down conversions, no sacks allowed. Try to run the ball, they give to their small running back, Emmett Terry, and Terry goes nowhere fast. No gain on the play. Tackle made by Glenn Stanley for Albany State. Met by a sea of blue jerseys when it comes to the Albany State defense. They were in position to stop that dive play just now. So far, defense has stepped up big for both sides, punting Brandon Carney, 36 punts, and back deep is Quintori Braswell, the Atlanta native. Braswell will take it at his own 25, and he is quickly wrapped up and brought down. 41-yard punt, 4-yard return. Justin Williams on the tackle. When we come back, we'll see if the goal rush offense of Albany State can get something started early here in the championship game.
Guy's a pro, Herbie.
We are scoreless here at the 3rd annual SIAC Championship game in Atlanta, Georgia. Now the SIAC and Johnston Incorporated are proud to present a one-of-a-kind commemorative Centennial ring, the official license ring engraved in the SIAC Centennial logo. It'll give former and current student athletes an opportunity to have their stamp on the SIAC history. Make sure you go to thesiac.com for more information. Philip Moore on the carry, and that's a look at that exquisite ring. You can call 1-800-839-7125 if you want more information on the Centennial ring. Yes, you too, fans, alumni, coaches, student athletes, you can have that ring. Just call and you can purchase one of those beautiful rings, Ryan.
Of course, the broadcast team gets one for our dedication of season, correct?
I don't know about that.
I can't wait to get mine, James.
That wasn't in my contract.
I'm looking forward to mine.
It may have been in yours.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Frank Rivers, second and long. He finds his tight end Elijah Jordan, and Jordan is brought down by Arenza Johnson Jr. quickly on the play and may have gained a few yards.
Quick little step back right here. Frank Rivers throws it. Quick out pass, but Miles College is in position to make plays out there defensively.
3rd down 5, looking for a conversion. Frank Rivers, second in the conference, throwing the football. Frank finds Atkins. Atkins close to a 1st down, and he is knocked out of bounds by Johnson. 7-yard gain, enough to move the chains.
Frank Rivers stepped back in the pocket just now and saw Miles College sending the linebackers for a blitz, and he caught Atkins coming across on a quick slant to get the pass off. And Atkins, a little dipsy-do, a move or two, but didn't get any that much further after contact.
And Arenza Johnson said, "How do you do?" right out of bounds. The first down of the game is for Albany State. They're out to their 42-yard line. Try to run the football, Philip Moore, and the young guy, just 5'5", 180, gains 3 yards on the carry.
Philip Moore came downhill running extremely fast just now, and Miles College got a few guys that put hands on Moore as he came through the line of scrimmage. But as small as he is in size, James, he's not a guy that's going to go down with arm tackles. You're going to have to put your shoulder pads on him if you want him to go to the ground.
And for all you guys who are 5'8" and smaller, there is a place for you if you want to play college football.
You just got to have the heart.
Got to have the heart. 2nd and 7. Once again, give to Moore, and the small back with the big heart able to get positive yards through another 3-yard gain. Johnson on the tackle.
Now look for Frank Rivers to continue to run these running plays between the tackles, but eventually, James, he's going to pull that ball out because they're now set up for the play action pass when it comes to Miles College, looking for them to run the ball downhill.
Golden Bear defense trying to find a big play. They've already sacked Frank Rivers once, the 6'5" quarterback, not known to run the football, but able to throw it out. Frank getting pressure. This time he will break the line of scrimmage and run. Gets a 1st down and more. Down inside the 40, down to the 34-yard line. 18-yard gain. Kinder there on the stop for the Golden Bears, but 1st down into Miles territory.
Isn't that typically how it works? When someone says something can't be done, they turn around and do it immediately. Frank gets a good positive gain by realizing that they were in man coverage and the defenders had their backs turned to him. No one's open, so he pulls it down and gets the 1st down and keeps the chains going down the field.
For the season before that carry, he only had 60 carries for 139 yards rushing.
But you're right, James. He prefers to stay in the pocket and air that ball out with his strong arm.
Going back to the shotgun with 4 wides. Give to Moore. Moore going up with that big offensive line, pushing his way forward. But they say the ball is loose, but no, the official says the ball was dead and it was down. 8-yard gain. Jelante English on the tackle. Golden Bears trying to get some big plays.
Again, that ball is out, James. Well, he might have been down, but Good defenses always club, rip, and punch at the football if the running back is still on his feet and they can get their hands on that ball. That's what the good defenses do. At Miles College, they are very good defense.
8th play of the drive, the longest drive of the evening for either team. Rivers looking for a receiver, incomplete.
Jelante English saw that slant coming inside, and he posted up inside of the receiver to make sure that if that was Rivers' contact, he wouldn't be able to get it to him.
Brings up a 3rd down situation. Now, if you're Miles College, is this the perfect time if you're Reginald Ruffin to blitz?
Heat them up. I believe in sending guys every chance you get, especially on 3rd downs, James. You got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. If Frank Rivers gets comfortable in the pocket, he will kill you with his arm all night long.
3rd down. Rivers, with time, has some room to run. Tries to make a decision. He thought long and thought wrong. Big play by Brayshawn Jones, excuse me. 2 yards on the game. Brings up a 4th and short.
The defense has the ability to slow roll Frank Rivers whenever he's moving around the pocket because they know from film study that he does not want to run the ball. So Brayshawn Jones just now continued to stay in his coverage until the last minute, came up and made the stop before it was a 1st down.
It took 2 drives to get Frank Rivers and the Golden Ram offense to get a 3rd down conversion, and now their first attempt at a 4th down conversion. They need to get inside the 24-yard line for a first.
I would go for it here on 4th down too, James. You're playing for it all tonight. Leave it all on the field.
1st down and more. Philip Moore, the young small back with the big heart, 6-yard gain. Beckham on the tackle for the Bears.
Coach White believes in his offensive line, and he's telling these guys, it's the championship game. You can get us 1 yard. And that's exactly what they did. They opened that hole up just now to make sure that they got that 1st down.
Check that. That was Jamar Graham on the carry, number 28. Another carry, about a 3-yard gain.
Remember, James, when you keep running this ball between the tackles like this, coming downhill, running dives and running leads, the offense is setting you up to fake those dives and those leads and catch someone down the field. If Miles College doesn't pay attention and stay home and play pass first, it could cost them later on in this ball game.
2nd down and long. Eight runs, 3 passes so far for the Golden Rams. They like to call their offense the goal rush. Rivers looking to throw. Looking for a receiver.
Beautiful.
Catch made.
Beautiful.
Leonard Walker.
What a beautiful play.
A 17-yard touchdown pass. Rivers to Leonard Walker.
They've been heavy run, and I think he caught the secondary slipping. And sometimes safeties and corners will disrespect tight ends, but Leonard Walker isn't your typical tight end. He's a guy that's pretty elusive, can get down the field and hurt teams in the middle part of the field, just like he did to Miles College just now.
Only his 2nd touchdown of the season. Holly on for the point after attempt. His kick is true. With 4:30 left to play in the 1st quarter, the Golden Rams goal rush offense under the arm of Frank Rivers goes deep and finds gold with their 1st touchdown of the evening.
The new Buick LaCrosse is available with technology that continually monitors your driving environment, so you can breathe a little easier. The new luxuriously innovative LaCrosse from Buick.
Who calls Amica for auto insurance? People who know what value is all about. Because when you call Amica, you get more than a great price. We'll talk with you about your coverage options, answer every question, and customize a policy that's perfect for you. It only takes a few minutes to get a free, no-obligation auto insurance quote. So call Amica now. We also offer a wide variety of auto insurance discounts, and we'll make sure you save every dollar possible from every discount you qualify for. When you call, ask how you can save even more by combining your auto and home insurance. Then you'll have your policy with a company recognized for customer service. And if you have a claim, that's when Amica really proves our worth. With claim service that will take care of every detail and is there for you every step of the way. For the savings and the service, it's always worth it to call Amica. Call 866-58-AMICA. See how much you can save today and meet the company you'll stay with for good.
7-0 is your score. The Golden Rams with the early lead. From the executive producer of Martin and the creator of the Jamie Foxx Show comes an all-new episode of My Crazy Roommate every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, only on Bounce. One of the nice shows you can find on Bounce TV.
Love that show, James.
Bounce TV giving a lot of people opportunities to display their talents, and you see the Golden Rams 12 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes, 13 seconds. Leonard Walker on the 17-yard touchdown pass.
That's what you want when it comes to offense. You want your offense to be stable and steady, which is what they were just now. Frank Rivers not panicking in the pocket because he got blitzed several times, standing strong, looking down the field, finding open guys. That's a good 12-yard drive for a touchdown score for Albany.
Fife, Emmett Terry, back deep.
I know I said this for other broadcasts, James, but this is perfect football weather.
Yes, it is. And it goes through the arms of one of the upbacks, and he does not pick it up. Loose ball. Miles Collins says they have it. Albany State says they have it. It's a scrum for the football. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on, and at the bottom of those piles, Ryan, that's not where you want to be.
You don't want to be at the bottom of those piles. Trust me, I know from experience, but you've got a turnover down here where the ball was physically in both teams' hands like twice. They couldn't pick it up.
Floyd Graves was the person who initially let the ball go through his arms, and then there was a mad scrum for the football, and luckily Miles College was able to recover. Darren Fife able to pick it up.
Coaches work on scooping and scoring with the football all the time because that little oblong object isn't easy to pick up when it's bouncing around, James.
Now for David Thomas and the Golden Bear offense, they are back all the way to their own 7-yard line. Pitts, leading receiver. He is quickly wrapped up by the defense, called Dirty Blue, a 7-yard gain. Quintori Braswell from the cornerback position making the tackle.
Albany's going to make sure they pay a lot of attention to Pitts because he's a guy that you do not want to get started when it comes to making big plays down the field.
You see the numbers on Braswell, Atlanta native, a lot of family here this evening watching the game. 2nd down and short for the Golden Bears. Thomas going to run the option, gives to Terry, and Terry is pushed out of bounds, close to a 1st down.
David Thomas knew good and well he couldn't keep that ball just now when he turned up the field, so he pitched it out. But pitch was a little bit behind his tailback.
Bring up a 3rd down situation. And for David Thomas, yet to find a conversion yet, and Reginald Ruffin trying to get his offense going. 2nd in the SIAC, but so far tonight they have been unable to continue a drive after 3rd down. Thomas with time, getting a little pressure, throws, pass complete, Pitts on the reception, enough for the first down.
Very good job by David Thomas staying in the pocket under pressure and under duress, not being shaken, to continue looking at his different progressions down the field and finding the open receiver.
Going quickly. Nice handoff on the inside, and he gets loose. Good play by Denzel Ville, his first carry of the evening. Braswell once again on the tackle. They seem as though they're picking on Quintori Braswell this evening. He's been in on the last 3 plays.
They're going to go at what they think is the weak spot. We know him to be a good player, though.
Second and short. Thomas with time. Finds Bell. Bell breaks a tackle. First down and more. Down to about the 43-yard line. 16 yards on the reception. Ernest Bell from Birmingham. Marcavius Dudley on the tackle for the Dirty Blue defense.
Miles College has decided that they're going to quick snap every chance they get to keep Albany on their heels playing defense.
Fakes the throw, keeps on the run, and gets out to about the 45-yard line, a gain of 2.
David Thomas really wants to throw that ball. I don't think that was a called quarterback keeper, but looking up at his receivers, he realized that they were covered, so he pulled it down to get that quick 2 to 3 yard gain.
Gooseby on the tackle for Albany State, the big nose guard at 6'3", 370. Second down. Thomas with time. Finds a receiver who backsteps a little bit in Lonnie Outlaw Jr. And instead of gaining a lot, he may have just got back to the line of scrimmage. Whitfield on the tackle for Albany State, along with Dudley.
Coaches get so frustrated with that east to west running. Lonnie Outlaw caught the pass. If he would have just turned his shoulders upfield and ran north and south instead of dancing around, he would have got 2 or 3 yards on the play.
Another 3rd and long. They're going to go with a 4 wide receiver set. 1 back in the pistol. Thomas. Flag is down. Catch is made. And he keeps on moving. DJ Fife out for a first down, but this may all be coming back. Flag is all the way back at the 46-yard line. 10-yard gain for Fife. Offsides on the defense. Penalty is declined. First down for the Golden Bears, and Fife able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
That's one thing that David Thomas has for sure. He's got specialty players that's got a lot of shake in their game when it comes to being elusive on the outside once they catch the ball.
Going with 2 backs out of the pistol formation. Gives to Veal. Veal has some room to run, breaks the line of scrimmage and a little bit more, gets down to about the 40-yard line. More positive gains for Denzel Veal. Dudley on the tackle.
Good job by Denzel Veal, reading the tackle, reading his offensive line to see where he can turn that ball up. Turns it up and does a little dancing outside. You see a lot of shake when it comes to Veal as well as Emmett Terry. These guys are small in stature, and they got a lot of different movements that they use once they get in open area.
Now they're going to go with 3 backs in the backfield. Veal along with Logan. They give to Veal, breaks the line of scrimmage, and he's trying to push his way forward, but he is met by Grover Stewart, who is able to bring him down along with Damian Gooseby. 3 yards on the game.
Grover Stewart's a guy that was very active last week. They had him playing outside, and he wouldn't keep contained like he was supposed to, so they moved him inside, and he started putting pressure on the quarterback.
We have ended the first quarter of the 2013 SIAC Championship game, and it has been the Golden Rams. Catch the flip of the coin and a touchdown. Rams up 7-0. The Golden Rams of Albany State with a 7-0 lead here at the 3rd annual SIAC Championship game over Miles College. Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who has a very, very special guest.
We do have a very special guest. The mayor of Atlanta, elected for his 2nd term, Mayor Kasim Reed. How you doing?
I'm excited to be here tonight. Wouldn't be anywhere else.
Hey, talk about the SIAC bringing the championship game here to Atlanta and what it means to the city.
Well, it was very important to us. That's why I wanted to be here tonight. What it means is that we're going to be the center of action for football. The SIAC really does represent one of the best divisions in football, and so I wanted them to be in the city of Atlanta, and I'm happy that they're here tonight.
Now, you're a Howard grad, so you can relate, but talk about the educational benefit of having HBCU schools.
They contribute a disproportionate share of graduates, both at the undergraduate level and at the advanced degree level. The bottom line is HBCUs deliver concrete results, not just for the black community, but for the United States of America. And everything we can do to make them stronger is an investment that pays dividend after dividend after dividend.
Now, it can't hurt that Clark and Atlanta are right here, and you grew up in Atlanta. Talk about having those two schools members in the SIAC as part of the city's sporting atmosphere.
So what it does is it gives us a direct hometown connection. I mean, Clark Atlanta University is one of the best schools in the state, has a terrific tradition. So all of this really ties together nicely for the city of Atlanta. And you can feel the energy, and you can feel that people in Atlanta are excited to have the SIAC here tonight.
Hey, talk a little bit about tonight's game. Are you a football fan?
I am, no question.
Okay, did you play football?
I played in high school, quarterback and wide receiver.
Okay, great.
No college ball, though.
No college ball. Mayor Kasim Reed, Atlanta Mayor, thank you.
See you.
Thanks a lot, Doug. And Mayor Kasim Reed, 4-yard loss on the carry. Glenn Stanley on the tackle for the Golden Rams of Albany State.
That was a big 3rd down play just now, James, and Albany State stood up to the test to make sure that they get their offense back on the football field.
4th down and decision time for the Golden Bears of Miles College. And for Albany State, they're trying to get the right personnel on the field. They thought it would be a punt. Less than 7 seconds on the play clock. But they're going to go for it. Thomas getting some pressure, throws, and possibly a pass interference. Yes, it will be. Larry Whitfield on the coverage, and looks as though everybody was a little bit confused except for David Thomas.
Listen, Whitfield was in the position to make a play on that ball, but you can't face guard the receiver. If he turns around and looks for the ball, that flag doesn't come out of the referee's pocket.
Pass interference on the defense, number 22. That's a spot foul, an automatic 1st down.
You've got to put forth an effort to make a play on the ball, and just now Whitfield didn't do that. He never turned his head to look back for the football. If he would have done that, it would have been a good defensive play by the strong side linebacker.
He was trying to stop Lonnie Outlaw from getting his hands on the football. 1st down. Give to Terry, and Terry is pushed out of bounds for positive yards. May have gotten about 4, call it 5, to Tavares Washington on the tackle for the Rams.
Simple little toss play where Emmett Terry's just trying to run to the sideline until he finds daylight to turn the ball up. But again, Albany's done a good job. Albany State's done a good job of sliding down the line of scrimmage with their defensive front 4 and front 5 to make sure that there's no light for the running back to find.
Give once again to Terry, breaks the line of scrimmage, enough for the 1st down. The small back with the big heart, close to another 1st before he's brought down by Dudley, among other Golden Rams. This small back, just 5'7", 165 pounds, from McCalla, Alabama, packs a wallop.
Yeah, that's a play where you allow Emmett Terry to make the decision on when he's turning the ball up the field. This time it was between the guard and tackle hole, the B gap in the offensive line, and he moved those chains.
You see his season number, 79 rushes. He averages 4.8 yards a carry. They do give him the 1st down. It will be 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line down to about the 22. Once again, they give to Terry, breaks the line of scrimmage. The small back able to get positive yards once again. This time brought down by Jeremy Reynolds from the free safety position coming up to make the play.
It's a little easier than it sounds, James, but if you've got a running back that's averaging right under 5 yards per carry, give him the ball 20 to 25 times a game. Clearly, those chains will continue to move. He's got an incredible eye to find holes in the defense.
This time they go with Veal, but they're going to throw the football. Touchdown to Pitts. 19-yard touchdown pass. Thomas to Antonio Pitts for the score.
They ran the same action they ran on the previous 3 plays to the touchdown pass, where they give the ball to Emmett Terry and he goes down the line of scrimmage and finds a hole. But this time, the quarterback pulls the ball back and David Thomas finds his go-to guy, Antonio Pitts, wide open in the end zone.
Jason Costay with the point after attempt. It's successful, and we are all tied up at 7. The Golden Bears prove that they are golden with the reception from Antonio Pitts right here on Bounce. And you see the band from Miles College all tied up at 7. And Antonio Pitts, recipient of a David Thomas pass. And that was the way that their first score comes about. And now there'll be time for Albany State to answer. Adrian Alexander and Jaquan Williams back deep for the Golden Rams. Carney to kick for the Golden Bears of Miles. Williams, and he is brought down at about the 32-yard line. Pretty good field position, 16 yards return. When we come back, we'll see if the Golden Rams can answer, as we're all tied up at 7. SIAC Championship game on Bounce.
The people that are here are excited about what's going on right now. You know, I'm honored and happy to be a part of the SIAC.
What fondest memory playing in the SIAC and at Fort Valley State?
My fondest memory is playing free safety.
You were actually a free safety?
Yes, I was. That's the first position I played. When, you know, you can't make the high school football team, so, you know, you take whatever position that comes your way.
Wow, wow. We appreciate you coming out today, and that's Rayfield Wright, former Dallas Cowboy, former Fort Valley State Wildcat. Back to you guys. Thanks a lot, Doug. And Mr. Wright had a chance to watch the symposium that they had for both teams. They had Rayfield Wright, Greg Lloyd, Tyrone Poole, and Frank Walker, all SIAC legends, all former NFL players, and those guys definitely gave a piece of their mind to the young players about their future and about playing in the SIAC.
And not just former NFL players, all those guys were ballers at the next level in the NFL.
And Rayfield Wright, a NFL Hall of Famer. Second down for the Golden Rams. Give out to Alexander on the swing pass, and he's close to a first down. Tackle made by Brashawn Jones, 6 yards on the pitch and catch.
Alexander did a good job just now of avoiding that first tackle because they came in for a kill shot. It was Antonio Marshall trying to make an impact play out there on Alexander.
Enough for the first down, moves the ball out to the 42-yard line. Four wide receivers set for the Golden Rams. Frank will stay in the shotgun. Rivers finds his receiver. The ball is loose. Miles says they have it.
Jesse Atkins got stuck. He might have let it go, James.
But now there's another scrum for the football. Last time Miles was able to hold on to it after, but now let's see if Miles can get the fumble recovery. And we'll see what the officials will say officially. They have not said who has possession. And they will give it to Miles College. And Miles College, Antonio Marshall right there.
Oh, put his helmet on the ball. And typically, if you can get your helmet on that football, it will come out.
Joe Beckham was the person who put that helmet onto the football, and Antonio Marshall with the fumble recovery, and now the Golden Bears are in Ram territory. Big plays happening early here at the SIAC Championship game. Thomas looking to throw, and he is brought down. Good play by number 95, Akeem Riley from Savannah.
Akeem Riley and Grover Stewart do a good job of closing and pushing the pocket to get to the quarterback. And just now he kept contained and was able to get his arms around David Thomas.
And Riley seems as though he's a little spun after getting that sack. Second down and long. It is a 6-yard loss for the Bears. Thomas looking for a receiver, in and out of the hands of DJ Fife.
Oh, Darren Fife just maybe took his eyes off the ball because it hit him square in his hands just now, James. We talk about it all the time. When you're a receiver, you have to look the ball all the way in until it's in your possession. And there's no doubt that Fife took his hands off of it just now. Maybe even had a little example of alligator arms, worried about the shot coming across the middle.
So what started off as a positive for Miles after the fumble recovery, they have pushed themselves all the way back to almost midfield. Third and long. Thomas getting pressure, throws, almost intercepted. Will they call it a pick? They will call it incomplete, but the pressure by the defensive front of the Golden Rams able to fluster David Thomas.
I think that was a called screen just now, James, where the offensive linemen, they allowed the defensive front to come through to get to the quarterback to set that screen up. But they came through so fast that the screen was never allowed to get started.
Braswell back deep for Albany State. Punting is Brandon Carney of the Golden Bears. Fair catch will be taken at about the 16-yard line. When we come back, we'll see if they can break a 7-all tie after the 33-yard punt by Carney. We're all tied up here at the SIAC Championship game is brought to you by Fusion Pro Glide, Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin. Learn more at Gillette/Grooming Edge. And by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. The fountains in downtown Atlanta. You see some of the landscape in one of the greatest downtowns in America, all tied up here at Lakewood Stadium, right outside of the downtown area. James Barrett, along with Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart, roaming the sidelines, looking for all of the celebrities that are here at tonight's SIAC Championship game. 1st and 10 for the Golden Rams.
Doug's done good so far. Raphael Wright and even the mayor.
Can't beat that. Frank Rivers finds his receiver, but in and out of the hands of Jesse Atkins. Atkins having some trouble holding on to the football.
He's trying to run before he gets it. Secure the catch, then run. These guys are excited about playing in this SIAC championship. So excited to the point that they're moving without the football.
And he's just trying to find out, should I be on the field or not? You see the total yards so far, pretty balanced when you look at Albany State. Now for Miles College, they have thrown it more than they've ran it so far this evening.
Two fundamentally sound football teams on this football field, James. It takes a lot to get to your championship in your conference, and they both deserve to be here.
2nd down and 10. They have Kareem Hess as the only back in the backfield along with Rivers. Looking to throw, incomplete. Pass intended for Leonard Walker, but he wasn't even able to get off the line.
Jelante English just shoved and chucked his receiver before he got a chance to get into his route. And that's allowed within that 5-yard mark of the line of scrimmage. If you can get your hands on your receiver, give him a little chuck to get him off of his route. That's what English did just now, and that's why that pass wasn't able to be caught.
If you're a receiver, how important is it to cause the first blow?
Oh, it's very important. You either have to be shifty to get beyond that first blow, or you need to deliver that first blow yourself.
3rd down and 10. Rivers has some room to run and gets out of bounds well short of the first down, but there is a flag all the way back at the 11-yard line, possibly a hold, but we'll see what the official call is from Alvin Bryant.
That's usually the holding area back there when you see it that far behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding on the offense, number 71. That penalty is declined. Be 4th down.
Darvell Nelson, a young man from Franklin, Georgia, by way of Georgia Military Academy, called for the infraction. It'll be a punting situation. Ryan Latner, his first punt, 46 yards this evening. The night air working for Mr. Latner.
It's a punter's dream to keep that ball in the 46 to 48-yard range.
And now this one goes well short of 40-plus yards unless he gets a positive bounce, which he does. It will take a Golden Ram bounce and go out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. 27-yard punt that started off going nowhere, but now we're still tied at 7. We'll see what happens if Miles can answer.
New Febreze Free with no perfume to prove the skeptics wrong.
Hi, are you Karen?
Yes, I am.
You said in a focus group they just mask the smell. I'm going to ask you to find the smelliest item in your home.
Here.
Okay?
I don't want to do that.
Very, very strong dog odor. This is Febreze Free. It has no perfume.
Wow. Now it smells clean and it doesn't have the odor.
You're welcome.
Odor elimination without masking. The proof is in every bottle of Febreze Fabric Refresher. Breathe happy.
Chasing a murderer across dimensions.
For all these crimes, you have been sentenced to life without the possibility of return.
Puts gently in a battle.
You're watching HBCU football on Bounce. The SIAC championship game all tied up at 7 here at Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
When I get my championship ring, James, I think I'm going to, my 100th anniversary ring, I think I'm going to tell people I played in the SIAC.
Uh-oh. You may have those Tech fans a little upset with you.
Well, I didn't get a ring there, so.
Thomas on the keeper, able to get some positive yards before he is brought down by Jeremy Reynolds.
Very good job by Reynolds just now, turning the play inside and holding on for dear life to bring him down.
Reynolds, young man from Cuthbert, Georgia, by way of Valdosta State, doing a good job for the Golden Rams. Once again, Thomas on the keeper, and the dirty blue defense snuffs that one out quickly. He may have gained 1, possibly 2 yards. Big Grover Stewart there on the tackle.
Miles College is doing a good job of continuing to run behind the strong side of their offensive line, and that is the right side. Most of their runs that we've seen tonight, no matter who the running back or the quarterback, it's been off of the heels of the guys on the right side of that line.
3rd and 4. Thomas finds Pitts. Great catch by Antonio Pitts.
Oh my gosh, he's lightning in a bottle. Look at him go up and catch this ball at its highest point, right in the palm of his hands. A good throw. Oh, that's a very nice play by David Thomas, and Pitts really brought it in like a true wide receiver.
10 yards on the gain, 1st down. They give to Terry. Terry trying to find some room to run on the outside. May have gained 1, possibly 2. Brought down by Tavares Washington along with other blue jerseys.
Here again, running off the heels of the right side of the offensive line, Emmett Terry on an off-tackle style play where he continues to go to the sideline until he finds some place to cut that ball up in the defense to get positive yards.
Be 2nd down and 7. Thomas Thomas looking to break this 7-all tie. Getting some pressure. Thomas with time now finds once again and Antonio Pitts once again showing that he may be one of the best receivers in the SIAC. Reynolds on the tackle, 11-yard gain, another first down for the Golden Bears.
Antonio Pitts runs a deep dig route, and he continues to work across the field until Thomas sees him wide open.
Handoff to Terry, breaks the line of scrimmage and gets slapped down immediately. Right there, Damian Gooseby able to bring him down, 2-yard gain for Terry.
There's no secret to what Miles College is doing right now when it comes to their running motion and passes. They're working the right side of the line of scrimmage with the run, and when they pull the ball, or when David Thomas pulls the ball out, he's veering back to the left side, looking down the field for open receivers.
John Darius Lovett had to leave the game because his helmet came off for one play. 2nd down and long for the Golden Bears. Thomas looking to find a receiver and does. Pitch and catch to Lonnie Outlaw Jr. 12-yard gain, another first down, and now this offense is clicking on all cylinders.
A lot of quick passes. They're not trying to go deep downfield every single play. David Thomas has taken what's given to him, and he's been finding those open receivers. Getting the play from the sideline.
Trying to run the option. Thomas on the keeper, looking for the end zone. He makes it. Touchdown. Golden Bears, touchdown. Miles College, 4-yard run by David Thomas.
Great decision made by David Thomas just now. You take what's given to you. He saw the blitz by Albany State, cut inside of a blitzing linebacker, found a little hole just big enough for him to sneak inside of the end zone.
Coste for the point after. Gets it through. And the Golden Bears now have a 7-point lead. 14-7 is your score. And David Thomas, the young man from Opelika, Alabama, stepping up big.
You see right here, outside backers coming up the field. Tavares Washington, and Thomas sees him and says, if you're coming up outside, I'm going to cut it inside. Instead of pitching it or handing it off, I'll take it right back inside and take what's given to me and get my team a touchdown. Very good decision by David Thomas.
Thomas on that drive, 3 for 3, throwing the football 33 yards. This went 8 plays, 48 yards, 3 minutes, 24 seconds, capped off by David Thomas, 4-yard touchdown run. And Reginald Ruffin and the rest of the Golden Bears cautiously optimistic with the 7-point lead.
Again, Miles College did a good job on that last 8-play drive of taking what was given to them. 2 deep passes, receivers dragging across the field. Don't force it. You don't have to force it.
Carney will kick it to Alexander. He'll take it at his own 14-yard line. The shifty return man gets it out to about the 33. And what if you discovered the most dangerous man in the universe was you? Jet Li stars in The One. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, only on Bounce TV. I wonder what would happen if I discovered I was the most dangerous man in the universe.
I'd be your best friend.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. You're such a nice guy.
We're just co-workers now. I'm not your best friend, but if you're the most dangerous man in the universe, I'd be your best friend.
Okay, well, that helps out a lot. Frank Rivers is going to try to find some of his best friends if he can throw the football. And now on a rare keeper, Frank Rivers able to get out to about an 8-yard, 9-yard gain, close to a first down for the Golden Rams.
And we know Frank doesn't want to run the ball, but when it's that wide open, you take what's given. But I'm sure Coach White's going to tell him the first chance he gets, when you do run the ball, get down before taking that blow. He took enough blows last week versus Fort Valley State. He doesn't need any more this week.
Sacked 4 times, but able to withstand the punishment and lead his team to 19 unanswered points to make it to the championship game. 2nd and short. breaking the line of scrimmage, going for a big play. Philip Moore, and they can't bring Mr. Moore down. The young man from Valdosta, Georgia, saying, give me some more. 18-yard gain. Keenan Clark on the tackle for the Golden Bears, but just standing at 5'5", 180, Mr. Moore, by way of Georgia Military Academy, showing that he has a wallop in that small frame.
Very good run and delivered a blow to the defense before he went down just now at the end of the last play.
Moore once again for a 4-yard gain.
We'll take a look at the previous run. Look how wide this hole is. And I'm not stopping. I'm keeping my legs moving. If you don't get lower than me, I'm going to back you up. Pad level is so important when you're tackling someone that small. You got to find a way to get low, James.
The small backs have taken center stage. Emmett Terry for the Golden Bears, and for the Golden Rams, Philip Moore now standing at 5'5", 180. Atkins on the quick screen play, and a nice tackle by Antonio Marshall, able to body him and push him out of bounds after a 4-yard gain.
You got two players, Atkins and Marshall, that's both going full speed, and they butt like rams just now. Perfect contact by both of them. Stalemate. No one wins, no one loses on a play like that. It's been a very physical game to this point. These teams know what's at stake here.
Third down, we'll call it 3. This game has been moving at a fast pace by way of Miles College. Very fast offense. And timeout quickly called by Albany State because they were running out of time on the play clock.
Albany State. That's their first charge timeout this half.
And right now, the coaching staff for the Golden Rams trying to get the right play call, because this is a crucial moment with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half, down by 7.
You definitely, if you're Albany State, want some type of score on the board before halftime. It doesn't necessarily have to be a touchdown here, James, but you definitely want to get 3 on the board if at all possible.
Now it's time for us to take a look at our Gillette Fusion precision play of the half, and it came by way of the Golden Bears. David Thomas on the keeper, a 4-yard touchdown run. Masterful job by the redshirt senior quarterback, helping Reginald Ruffin and his Golden Bears of Miles College have a 7-point lead, and that is our Gillette Fusion Pro Glide precision play of the half.
Both offensive lines have done a good job of opening up holes for their running backs and quarterbacks that decided to run the ball. And it was no different just now for David Thomas down there on the goal line in the Miles College Golden Bears.
So far tonight, Frank Rivers has not been able to unleash that arm. Only 33 yards passing. For the season, his average is 210 yards. This also happened last week against Fort Valley State. The first half, they only had around 50 yards total in total offense.
Right.
And then in the second half, he was able to unleash. Definitely a team that makes adjustments at half, but right now with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first half, they need a big play with 6 seconds and counting on the play clock. Frank Rivers getting some pressure, gets it out to Philip Moore, and Moore is hit hard but able to stay on his feet enough for the first down, 4-yard gain by the young man from Valdosta, Philip Moore. English on the tackle.
You better pack a punch if you're trying to tackle Philip Moore, because he's going to keep his legs moving, and watch how he lowers his shoulders. That's right, deliver a blow. Don't stay upright and allow the defense to hit you. Lower that blow and try to keep moving.
Almost intercepted. Goes through the hands of his intended receiver, and then almost picked off.
Devontae Osborne went off the tip of his fingers.
Yes. One of those guys that rarely catches a pass, and Devontae Osborne plays that H-back position, but they're using a lot of different people this evening.
You know, when you get to a game like this, you pull out all the stops. And you're trying to trick the opposition and put players in positions that they hadn't been in, so the coaches hadn't seen them on film doing certain things.
Staying with a 3-wide receiver set. They're going to hand it off to Moore. Breaks the line of scrimmage and using those strong but short legs, able to get some positive yards before he's met by a wall of white. 4-yard gain. Clark on the tackle for the Golden Bears.
Plenty of time in this first half for the Golden Rams to take their time. They don't have to go for it all. They don't have to throw deep passes. They can continue just to move the chains. But this is a very, very important 3rd down, which they might be in 2-down territory, James.
Ruffin trying to get his team to fight hard, to play hard. That's one of his mottos. He wants them to play hard every down. 3rd down. Rivers looking for his receiver Atkins. This time he does hold on to the football, maybe a half a yard short of a 1st down. Marshall on the tackle, 5-yard gain, and they will call it 4th and short.
Good job by David Thomas finding an open receiver, and Atkins did a good job to look that ball all the way in. A very big 4th down play right here for the Golden Rams.
9th play of the drive for Frank Rivers and company. They lead the SIAC in conversions. Now he's going to push, and depends on where they spot the football. And one judge is in one spot, the other judge is in another spot.
I don't think that ball crossed the line, James.
Well, the side judge was spotting it one place, but the line judge has the football, and he has spotted it maybe a half a yard short.
Frank Rivers is walking up the field, so I guess he doesn't think he got it.
And Reginald Ruffin's got his, like, which way are we going?
They're going to bring the chains in, James, and make sure they get this right.
Now, Ruffin thinks that it's a bad spot, but it may be a positive spot if you're Miles College. From this angle, they may be a half yard short.
The SIAC Centennial Basketball Tournament will be played Monday, March 3rd through Saturday, March 8th.
Yep, short.
I got pretty good eyes.
Very good eyes, James. Good call.
Half yard short, and the defense of the Golden Bears stands strong.
And now you've got an explosive offense that's coming back on the field, up 7 points with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. And is it out of the realm of thinking that they can't push this thing 80 yards or maybe even 50 just to get in field goal position?
This is a fast-paced Golden Bear offense led by that man right there, David Thomas.
There's no doubt we'll see the 2-minute drill right now. No doubt about it. David Thomas has to make sure that he's making smart decisions early so he doesn't give the ball back to the Golden Rams to give them another opportunity.
Now they have Lonnie Outlaw, who stands at 6'7", spread out on the far side of the field. Could be a possible throw one up for him.
He's one-on-one out there by himself.
And this one is a quick one out to Fife, and Fife able to get some positive yards, enough for the 1st down out to about the 32. Reynolds able to push him out of bounds.
Very smart job by Fife on the 16-yard gain to get out of bounds after the run, stopping that clock to give his team more time.
But there was a flag.
Number 6, that hands to the face. Number 25, helmet came off. He can remain in the game. Go half the distance to the goal.
That hurts.
Adarius Hood from Mount Hebron called for the infraction. Illegal hands to the face because he knocked somebody's helmet off.
Yeah. And that's the only reason why the players allowed to stay on the field after getting his helmet knocked off, because it was forced off by the opposition.
So instead of having a 1st down and 10 at the 33, now it's 1st and forever inside their own 10. Thomas with the run to Veal. Veal's getting all of those yards back and more. Great play by Denzel Veal, able to get the 1st down.
And what a great call by Miles College just now. Backed up into their own red zone. Get to ball to Veal on a dive. You've got 4 receivers spread out. You've got the defense spread out trying to cover those receivers. So you've got holes in the middle of the field. Good call by the Golden Bears.
26-yard gain out to the 34. Thomas with time finds his receiver in Bell. Bell able to get some positive yards before he is brought down by Reynolds.
And that's something that's important about these teams that run this spread type offense and pistol type offense. If there's 3, 4, or 5 receivers out there, it's not always a passing situation. Sometimes it's a running situation. Sometimes it's a situation where they're trying to isolate an inside receiver to get them open in the middle of the field.
Second and short, they're going to keep throwing the football, looking for his tallest receiver in Outlaw Jr., and the guy stands at 6'7", and he couldn't even catch that pass.
You can't overthrow a 6'7" wide receiver that's out there one-on-one with a much smaller defender. Get that ball down a little bit. It'll be a first, and then you'll also be getting them out of bounds.
Third down, 1:26 on the clock.
It's a good stop.
Veal on the carry, gets back to the line of scrimmage to bring up a 4th and short. Jonathan Tolliver on the tackle from that weak side linebacker. This is a 4th and 1.
They're going to leave their 4 receivers on the field and probably try to isolate this running back and try to get him up in the middle of the field.
Clogging the line of scrimmage, quick throw and catch to Pitts. He has enough for the first down. Antonio Pitts with a 3-yard reception, and they can move the chains.
Because Ruffin's got them guessing right now defensively. They're running the ball, they're throwing the ball, and they're doing it all effectively. Albany State's trying to figure out what to stop, and they're having a tough time stopping anything.
With time, intended for Pitts, but threw it behind him.
Tad bit behind him. I grew up in the school where we were told if you touch it, you catch it. So that still was a catchable ball for Pitts, but it was a tad bit behind him.
Pitts, the leading receiver, one of David Thomas's favorite targets. The Dirty Blue defense right now trying to get hold and keep this game at a 7-point deficit if you're a Golden Ram fan. Thomas looking deep in for Pitts. Will they call it a catch? And they will call it an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd down.
Look for a draw, look for a screen, look for something just to eat a few yards up. You're not trying to go for the end zone here. You want to run a safe play, but try to get as many yards as possible.
So far, David Thomas 1 for 4 on this drive for only 3 yards. The Dirty Blue defense doing their job. Thomas getting some pressure and throws this ball away.
Good decision. Don't force anything if it's not there. You don't
Dirty
need a turnover.
Blue defense, Tavares Washington from the linebacker spot, using his speed to force Thomas to throw it away. Crucial punt here for Brandon Carney. He has already kicked 146 yards. Braswell back deep for Albany State. And he gets a cruiser. Fair catch called by Braswell at the 20-yard line, 34-yard punt for Carney. With 23 seconds left, make sure you stay with it at halftime for the Toyota Battle of the Bands. Miles College Purple Marching Machine and Albany State's Marching Rams Show Band. It's the Toyota Battle of the Bands coming up at halftime. And if you've watched us all season long on Bounce TV, you have seen both bands. Now we're going to have a true battle. The 2 teams left for the SIAC championship game, and their bands will battle at halftime.
Nothing better than HBCU bands at halftime trying to one-up each other to say we won the battle.
And it looks like Albany State will try to play it safe. Frank Rivers with the kneel. And they'll try to go into the locker room just down by 7 points. Remember, last week they were down by 10 and scored 19 unanswered to win the Fountain City Classic. And for Reginald Ruffin, his offense able to get 14 points and their defense able to hold the Golden Rams to only 7. Can they hold on in order to get their second SIAC title in 3 years. We are at halftime. 14-7 is your score in favor of the Golden Bears. And for the Rams, they're in search of their 15th SIAC title. Well, right now, they trail by 7 points.
It's a good first half of football, James.
Let's go down to Doug Stewart. Doug.
We're on the sideline with Coach Ruff. And Coach, what are you going to address with your guys at halftime to ensure you guys get this victory?
Well, we just got to come out and just continue playing fundamental football. You know, we had some penalties that stalled, and then we had busted coverage on that touchdown. So we got to go back to the drawing board and make sure we get everything corrected at halftime, come out with a faster start. I think we kind of slowed around. Offensively came out a little bit too cute, and then we kind of stalled and didn't get the points on the board until later on. But we just got to go back in and regroup and come back out swinging.
Appreciate it. Good luck to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Doug and Coach Ruffin. When we come back, we'll have the Battle of the Bands, the purple marching machine of Miles College, and it is the Golden Bears marching offense able to score after the Rams got on the board for 14-7 halftime.
Guys up.
Welcome to the Toyota Battle of the Bands halftime show, brought to you by Toyota Green Initiative Tour, coming to the Toyota SIAC Football Championship in Houston on December 7th. Discover how to contribute to a greener life for future generations at toyotagreen.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're at halftime at the third annual SIAC Championship game. The Miles College Golden Bears with a 14-7 lead over the Albany State Golden Rams. Right now, you're being entertained by the purple marching machine. Arthur Means Jr., Director of Bands. Enjoy. We'll be back with more of the Toyota Battle of the Bands. 14-7 is your score right here on Bounce. Welcome back to HBCU football on Bounce, the SIAC championship game. Miles with a 14-7 lead. We're in the midst of the Toyota Battle of the Bands. We just heard from the Purple Marching Machine of Miles College. Now it's time to listen to Albany State's Marching Rams Show Band. Enjoy. Great start of the halftime performance by the Albany State Marching Rams Show Band. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to the SIAC championship game. Toyota Battle of the Bands halftime continues with the Alabama State Marching Rams Show Band. Enjoy. performance by the Ram Marching Show Band. When we come back, we'll get back to football right here on Bounce.
The Toyota Battle of the Bands halftime show was brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to HBCU Football on Bounce. We are one half away of crowning the SIAC champion for 2013. Hello, everybody. James Verrett along with Ryan Stewart. We have been entertained, particularly by Miles College offense.
Listen, we talked about David Thomas last week being a dual threat. Well, he's doing the same exact thing today, taking his team in at halftime up a score because of his abilities.
He has done it on the ground and through the air, and he has done it masterfully. First of all, throwing the football, doing a great job.
Throwing the football, doing a good job, staying in the pocket. He's been under duress quite a bit, but he keeps his composure and is finding open receivers down the field.
Antonio Pitts, the receiver, and once again, a great catch by Antonio Pitts to keep a drive alive. They were able to score 14 points in the first half, particularly with the nice run by David Thomas.
Saw him using his arm with Antonio Pitts just now. He got it into the end zone with his legs.
And you see the numbers so far for Miles College. They are leading the way with 171 yards of total offense. For Albany State, not bad. 84 yards rushing, 130 yards total, but third down conversions, key, and penalties, not a lot so far in this game. Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who has Coach Mike White.
Coach White, you guys all year long, for the most part, the second half of the season have been second-half teams. What did you address with your team at halftime coming out into this half?
We just got to leave it on the field. That's all we ask our guys to do, to play hard, and we got to finish strong. You know, this is a good football team we going, but we got to play 4 quarters, and this second half is important.
What was the major concern for you and what you saw in the first half?
Well, we got to stop them from running the ball, having play action success in that on first down, and push them into more passing situations. And we got to execute just a little bit better offensively. 4 quarters, man. We got to play this, and we got to finish this. It's for the championship.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Doug. And Coach White, you can hear his sense of urgency. They got to play 4 quarters.
And he's exactly right, James. They're finding themselves defensively in third and short quite often. They got to make sure that they make those third downs a little bit longer, talking 6, talking 7 yards. So they have to get into passes, and they'll have the option to pass and or run, which is what Miles College has had so far all day today.
Albany State did not win the toss. Miles won and deferred, which means that the Golden Rams will be on defense first and will kick off to start the third quarter.
Well, as Coach White said, it is 4 quarters of football that you have to get this victory, so there's still quite a bit of football to play.
Zachary Holly will kick it off back deep. Darren DJ Fife along with Michael Ross and company. Holly, interesting story, walked away from football and was asked to come back by the Albany State staff and has done a masterful job so far this season.
Everyone loves a second, even sometimes a third chance, James.
And this is Ross able to get it out to about the 31-yard line. Michael Ross on the return. His 9th return of the season. Tolliver able to knock him out of bounds for the Golden Rams.
Good starting position for the Golden Bears, almost at their 30-yard line.
The start of the second half of play.
David Thomas ran one in and threw a touchdown pass in the first half. Now he is 2 quarters away from his second SIAC title as quarterback for Miles College. Give to Terry, and Terry is met by a wall of blue. May have gained 2 yards on the play. Arkeen Riley on the tackle for the Dirty Blue defense.
Both defenses have done a fairly good job of stopping big explosive plays. You give up 5, you give up 6, you give up 7 here and there. but you want to make sure that you contain the offense from breaking that 15 to that 20-yard run.
You see the numbers for David Thomas, 11 of 18, 1 touchdown pass. Last week, he was 30 of 40 for 312, 5 touchdowns against Tuskegee. Send Logan in motion. Looks like they want to pass, but throw, and it is looks like a backwards pass.
I thought it was.
And that play went awry. Reynolds right there to really muck it up.
You're giving David Thomas the option to give the ball to the dive man or throw the ball on a screen out to his receiver sitting in the wings, that being Casey Logan. But he thought about running it and then at the last second tried to throw it. Bad decision. When you're running an offense of this style, you have to make a decision and commit to it. Don't try to do things after the fact.
3rd down and 9, double bunch formation, 2 wide receivers on each side bunched together. Thomas getting some pressure. Finds a receiver in Fife and able to get a few yards, but well short of the 1st down. Should be a punting situation. Armageddon drawn for the Golden Rams, able to push him out of bounds.
Miles College continues to send a receiver at each different level of the defense just now. And Thomas is looking deep down the field for the guy on the 3rd level, but those guys hadn't been open all night. That's when he goes to the secondary level and throws it underneath. Fife wasn't able to make anything happen.
Carney takes it at his own 36-yard line. Quintori Carney able to get some positive yards out to about the 46, 32-yard punt, around the 9-yard return for Quintori Braswell, the young man from Atlanta, Georgia. Golden Rams are down by 7. They get their first chance to see if they can score on offense right here on Bounds.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but yourself right. So you work harder, drive stronger, and before you know it, you didn't just beat the game.
Who is that? Don't know, but he's going places.
All right, here's the nobody now.
And you can see, and I can smell the seriousness of this barbecue, and they have everything possible you can put on a pit. You see the chicken, the ribs, the sausage. Oh my goodness. I just want to know, how do you transport a pit that big?
You got to have a Mack truck, James. Shout out to the DeKalb County area alumni chapter of Albany State. They sent some food up for us, James. You weren't here yet, so I went ahead and helped myself to your plate, too.
Oh, that's where it went. Oh, that's why you were sitting down here so quiet when I got up here.
I had a mouthful of food, James.
Okay.
Mouthful of food.
All right, Frank Rivers trying to get something started on offense, and Philip Moore right there to push forward to get some positive yards. 4-yard gain. Kinder in on the tackle for Miles.
Again, both D-lines have done a good job of sliding down the line of scrimmage and making sure that they don't give up those explosive plays. You've got 2 sound defenses on this field, making sure that they do a good job to keep their team in positions to make plays.
Sticking with the run, they give once again to Moore. And Moore able to get another 3 yards to bring up a 3rd and short. Young man from Valdosta, Georgia, just 5'5". So far tonight, we've had the smaller backs making huge impacts on this game, Ryan.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of running between the tackles. Typically, when you've got guys that's a little slight in size, coordinators try to get them on the outside, running screen plays, pitches, and tosses. But tonight, the small guys are running it between the tackles, and they're doing it effectively.
Moore goes out. Jarvis Small comes in along with Alexander. They give it to Alexander, and good pursuit by Miles College, able to snuff that out, and they actually go for a 1-yard loss. Jelante English right there on the tackle.
Good job by English, trailing the play and continuing to keep his motor running to make that stop before the back had a chance to turn that ball upfield for a positive gain.
The speed of Miles College defense really showing their worth so far tonight.
Yeah, you got defensive defensive ends, and Brayshawn Jones that gets up the field. Brandon Smith gets up the field. Darrell Williams gets up the field. And the linebackers, James, those guys are very, very quick, and they do a good job of making plays.
Lattner will kick to Fife, who calls for a fair catch, and he will take it at the 16-yard line, 33-yard punt. Both teams are chasing this trophy, the SIAC Championship Trophy. Who will walk away with it, we'll find out in a couple of quarters.
Guys up front.
Miles College up 14-7 here in the third quarter. Let's down to Doug Stewart, who has another very special guest.
Yeah, all day long. SIAC legends, and so this guy is no different. Greg Lloyd, former Pittsburgh Steeler, former Fort Valley State Wildcat. Greg, it's got to be great. 100 years of the SIAC, and the conference is doing big things.
Outstanding, man. You know, it's just an honor to come back and see that, you know, that Wildcat HBC thing is, you know, is still going on. You know, it would have been sweet now had Fort Valley beat Albany last week, and I could be here at this game, you know, talking about this. But, you know, as it says, man, you know, it's great to come out here and see these young kids, you know, still putting it on the line, still playing, you know, the kind of football that we played back in the day. And, you know, some of these guys out here, very, very, very talented, and, you know, have the opportunity, you know, to move on to the next level.
You talked to them yesterday at the symposium, both teams. How was that, and what type of reception do you think they gave you as a legend of this conference?
Well, it was good. I mean, afterwards, you know, when you're talking to guys, you never really know how they're going to respond, you know, because a lot of these guys weren't born when we were playing football. And, and then you have a chance to talk to them. You're pretty sure while we were talking, they were Googling and all that stuff like that, find out who you are. Once they find out who you are, and they go, oh, you know, I know who it is. But, you know, just some of the things we're saying is things that, you know, a father would say to his son, or, you know, a coach or somebody that, you know, that's endeared to you would say. And basically, everybody just kind of echo what you're talking about, you know, hard work. You know, one of the things that we say, you know, I teach martial arts. One thing we say in martial arts is that, you know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And all we're asking these guys to do is don't be afraid, if they get the chance to get to the next level, to step up on that, step on the field, and be equal to the guys that are playing Division II football or Division I football. Stand out there, be proud of where you come from, and compete.
Greg Lloyd, Pittsburgh Steeler. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot. Very poetic words by Greg Lloyd, an all-pro with the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the greats of the SIAC. They've changed quarterback. Demetrius Price is in. Head coach Reginald Ruffin said that they would change quarterbacks at some point. They go with Price with a nice pitch out and a flip by Denzel Veal. Dangerous play, but a great catch off the pitch, and he's able to gain 2 yards.
I thought Veal had wings just now, the way he took off like he was a fighter jet. Outstanding job to do what you have to do to get the positive gain, and Veal did a good job getting those 2 yards.
Coach Ruffin did say that he would change quarterbacks. Originally, the plan was to go every third series, but obviously now Price is in at quarterback. He was masterful in September, leading this team to a 22-14 win over Albany State during the regular season. Price this time throws the ball out of bounds. Price from Birmingham, a Alabama State transfer, stands 6'3", 210 pounds, and just a junior. He is the quarterback of the future when Thomas will not be around, because you have to remember, Thomas was granted his eligibility in July, and Reginald Ruffin said they had moved on and tried to develop another quarterback in Demetrius Price. But when they found out that they were going to get Thomas back, they were overjoyed knowing that they had multiple quarterbacks ready to go.
And it's taken Thomas some time to get into playing shape. The first 5 or 6 games, Coach looked at it as if it was his spring and summer camp because he'd been away from the team.
Nice pitch and catch by Price to Ernest Bell, enough for the first down. 13 yards on the gain. Larry Whitfield there to knock Bell out of bounds, and now we're starting to see why Demetrius Price is one of the deadly quarterbacks for the Golden Bears. He has a bullet for an arm.
And James, when you've got 2 quarterbacks that you can depend on no matter who's on the field, it's a blessing for your offense, and it's a pain, a burden for the defense, because studying for 2 different styles of quarterbacks takes away time from each of them, and it's tough for a defense.
the 43. Price making a change, running out of time on the play clock. Gets the play off, trying to throw, and this time, whatever he does, he throws it hard and long.
He's got an arm. He got an arm. He's got a tight spiral. Got good air into the ball just now. Just a little miscommunication between him and his wide receiver.
Price trying to really get his feet wet. This is his first opportunity in tonight's game. Was able to amass over 200 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns last time they played Albany State in September. Quick pass out to Veal. Veal showing his athleticism, gets out to midfield into Albany State territory. 8-yard gain on the nice flare pass.
And they're very lucky that Tavares Washington was able to make that tackle, because if Washington didn't catch Veal's leg just now, he might still be running down the sideline right now.
And all of that positive yards is going back because a hold was called, and it will push them back into their own territory, back, let's say, to the 35-yard line. Flag was called on Adarius Hood, young man from Mount Hebron. Getting pressure on the backside. And once again, the dirty blue defense steps up big. Dexter Moody, we have not called his name all evening, but he is the big play defensive back for the Golden Rams.
Dexter Moody did a good job of keeping contained and coming across full speed off the corner. Dips his shoulder to get underneath the tackle and makes the play. The screen was set up just now. If Emmett Terry would have caught that ball, he might still be running down the field.
Automatic first down.
Unnecessary roughness on Kelderon Miller, the freshman defensive back playing the right corner position. So all of the positives that you saw Dexter Mooney do by putting pressure on David Thomas, all for naught because his teammate was called for an infraction.
Wow. That's a very costly penalty for Albany State.
Positive if you're Miles College, they're back in business at their own 47-yard line.
With the first down.
Price finds his receiver. Positive yards made, enough for a first down. Ernest Bell, and he thought he could go all the way for 18 yards on the pass play.
Ernest Bell came up the sideline, ran a quick slant, no deeper than 4 or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, and continued to drag across the field, and his quarterback found him. Good pitch and toss for Miles College.
Keeper for Price. Tries to elude a tackle, but he is brought down quickly. Tavares Washington in on the tackle. Good open field play by Washington.
Second and 10 for the Golden Bears.
Price so far, even with the penalties going back and forth, he's been able to help Coach Ruffin's team move forward.
Puts a lot of strain on the defense when you've got 2 guys you can depend on throwing the ball for you.
Price. Pinpoint pass to DJ Fife. Reception made, enough for the first down, 11-yard gain. Price to Fife. Whitfield on the tackle for the Rams.
Fife just ran about a 12-yard dig inside, and his quarterback, Price, put the ball right where it needed to be. Move the chains. Keep the clock ticking.
Big plays by Miles College. 4 plays of 15 yards or more. That'll move you down the field quickly. And a flag.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, remain first down.
That infraction called on Curtis Mack. He is one of those freshman offensive linemen that we talked about earlier, that the quarterbacks will have to bring them into a comfort zone. 1st and 15. getting some pressure. Flag is thrown. Pass almost intercepted by Washington, but this may all be coming back for a hold.
Holding on the offense. Number 60, 10-yard penalty. Remain first down.
And Darius Hood called for the infraction.
Bull rush was too much for him to handle just now. And instead of giving him a free shot at his quarterback, he decided to tug on that jersey a little bit. I'm sure Price is not mad that he did it.
First and 25 for the Miles Golden Bears.
Now we're looking at first and forever. You see the numbers on Demetri Price coming in to sub for David Thomas, the starting quarterback. Price led this team to a victory against Albany State to start the regular season in September, and now a timeout call by Price. He did not like what he saw. When we come back, we'll see if Demetri Price can lead his team into the end zone as they have a 7-point lead. 14-7 is your score right here on Bounce.
On December 13th.
Lacey's not coming for Christmas. We gonna go down there.
Your daughter is grown. Leave her alone.
I'll pay you.
What time you gonna leave?
Spend the holidays.
Well, Mr. Dad, don't you worry. We could care less you're black.
And I don't care that y'all are white America, angry little saxophonists.
With the gift that keeps on giving.
Little baby Jesus was born to the Virgin Mary, J. Blige.
A Medea Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. They wanted Santa Claus, but he on lockdown. You know how that is.
Rated PG-13 starts December 13th.
At one time, text was simply written words. Mail was something from the mailman. And surfing was done at the beach. Not anymore. Now we tweet, we ping, we bing, we're spammed and blasted. Despite these changes, local radio and television still reach more people than all other forms of media.
You're watching HBCU football on Bounce. 14-7 is your score. Miles College with a 7-point lead here in the third quarter. Celebrities. Fresh news, hot gossip. Bounce TV is breaking down what's up with an all-new episode of Breakdown every Monday night, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, only on Bounce TV. Getting ready for the 11th play of the drive. Demetri Price coming in for the starter, David Thomas. Looking to try to keep this drive alive, looking at 1st and 25. Price finds his receiver in Antonio Pitts. Will they call it a reception?
What a beautiful toe tap by Pitts just now.
Yes, they do call it a reception, and they get a lot of those yards that they lost during the penalty.
That's Pitts showing you the awareness of him knowing where his body is at on the football field. Oh, and that toe tap, he had another half a foot just now. Beautiful job by him catching that ball and getting both of those feet in bounds.
And Arkeem Riley looks like he is suffering from some type of cramp.
Big guys are tired out there, James. They've been working hard trying to get to the quarterback. Had a lot of success, but they've been working hard.
And for fans who want to know what the weather's like, last night it was cold and raining. Low was in the lower 40s, upper 30s, and then today, all of a sudden, it started to warm up, getting the high 50s, low 60s, and now those fluids will be very important because it's not cold, but it's cool.
It's cool, James. You're exactly right.
The SIAC Centennial Basketball Tournament will be played March 3rd through the 8th at the newly renovated Bill Harris Arena at the Birmingham Crossplex. Just minutes away from downtown Birmingham. Tickets will go on sale starting in December. So for more information, visit thesiac.com. Nice to see the city of Birmingham opening their arms to the SIAC. They have a number of schools in the state of Alabama who are member institutions of this fine conference. Second down, 17. Price with time gets the ball batted away. Good play by number 93, John Darius Lovett, getting some time at the defensive end position, a young man from LaGrange, Georgia, by way of Valdosta State. one of those reserve defensive linemen. They've been trying to rotate those linemen in because the defense has been on the field for a very long time to open the third quarter.
And that's the way to keep the guys fresh, James. You got to keep rotating them so when that fourth quarter gets here, they're not tired.
Third down. Price getting some pressure, and flag is thrown on the near side of the field around the 36-yard line by the line judge. Washington in on the play, but let's see what the official call is from Alton Bryant.
Holding on the offense, number 60. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
We're seeing the offensive line of Miles College getting that pressure put on them by the defensive front of Albany State. And they're kind of resorting to holding to keep their quarterback clean.
And Coach Ruffin, obviously his mind is working extra hard trying to figure out how to make those adjustments to get his offense going right here in the third quarter. They did eat up a lot of clock. This will be a very short pooch punt for Brandon Carney. And they're able to down it, but it went into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10, ball out at the 20-yard line.
They had a chance to pin that just now, but the awareness for the punt team really wasn't where it needed to be to find that ball in the air. They had a chance to pin them inside the 5-yard line.
Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who once again has a special guest.
Hey, we're on the sideline with the commissioner of the SIAC, Gregory Moore. Talk about the SIAC as a conference, 100 years of the SIAC. What's in the status right now in college football?
Well, you know, we've reached our 100th anniversary. We were founded December 30th, 1913. And the word is viability. You know, for the first time in the history of our conference, we've reached $1 million in revenues. We have the most robust digital assets in Division II. We have the biggest digital footprint in Division II. We're number 1 in Twitter followers. We're number 1 in Facebook likes. We have more YouTube views than the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th conference combined. Great partnership with Bounce TV in terms of games on every week, almost every week. And we, you know, our fans are our brand. I mean, we've led the conference and the country in average NCAA attendance 21 of the last 22 years. And that, you know, when I got here, our fans were phenomenal. So the one thing we had to do was try to figure out a way to touch them and engage them in a better way. And we've done that by building social media and building it around our fan base.
You've done a fantastic job as commissioner. What are some of your goals and aspirations for the conference going forward?
Well, we just announced that we're moving our basketball tournament to Birmingham, and I think that's a big move because the city, Mayor Bell on down, wants that event, and they want to embrace that event. So we're going to make that into a marquee destination event. Continue to grow this game. We're in our 3rd year. We have a great fan crowd out here for this today. The Bounce TV, we're in year 1 of a 3-year deal, so continue to grow that weekly game of the week. And also continue to grow our digital ecosystem because we're only the Pac-12. Most people don't realize this. The best kept secret is the SIAC digital network because last month we drew 120,000 fans to our ecosystem. The Big Ten drew 70,000. The SEC drew 110,000. We drew more than every other HBCU conference combined if you add up all the other conferences. So the point is that we're going to continue to make investments in that and try to continue to use innovation to engage our fans and also improve our product.
Talk a little bit about Bounce TV and the infrastructure of the conference and Bounce TV moving the conference forward.
Well, Bounce TV is critical. I think our 2 single greatest competitive advantages are our technology and our Bounce TV partnership because the thing about the other networks that are out there, they plug you into available open windows. So that left our best games on the table. Partnering with Bounce TV allowed us to broadcast the Fountain City Classic, Tuskegee Morehouse, Clark Morehouse, some of our best games. You can't move classics to Thursday night. You can't move homecoming to Thursday night. So we're the only conference that Bounce TV allows to put our best games on in terms of homecomings, classics, and championships. So I think Bounce TV partnership is critical. And letting kids know what the HBCU experience is like in terms of the pomp, the pageantry, the fans, the tailgating, the bands, the cheerleaders, the greets. So you guys have done a great job of showing the full color of that experience.
Gregory Moore, Commissioner of the SIAC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Back
Doug.
to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Commissioner Moore, who is doing a great job for the SIAC. So fans, I know you've watched it while Commissioner Moore was talking. This is a punting situation for Albany State. They had to call a timeout to get the proper people onto the field. DJ Fife will call for a fair catch after the 35-yard punt by Latner.
Doug forgot to mention the centennial rings for the broadcast crew, James.
I think you and Commissioner Moore are going to have one of those really heart-to-pocketbook talks.
Heart-to-pocketbook.
Yeah. Your heart trying to get into his pocketbook.
We worked real hard on these games, James.
We worked very hard. And they've done a great job of taking care of us, but I think you just...
The least I could do is get a ring.
I just want a good finish of this game.
Well, we've got that for sure with a score of 14-7 with Miles College being up with the ball again.
Price will stay in at quarterback. They give to Terry, and he is wrapped up quickly. -3 yards. Good play there.
My cousin.
By Grover Stewart.
The left side of the defensive line of Albany has to be paying more attention because it's been a focal point for Miles College to run to their right. So the left side has to be paying more attention and be looking for that run from now on.
And Grover's just a freshman at 6'5", 295. He has room to grow.
He's an exciting player. Very exciting player.
2nd down and 13. Price getting pressure. Almost intercepted. Quintorio Braswell right there.
That's the play you want. That's the break you're looking for. He read this ball perfectly, came downhill, but he just didn't get his hands around it the right way. That's a pick 6. That ties the score. Oh.
On their own 38-yard line.
Quintorio Braswell obviously wants that one back.
Still makes it 3rd and long, so that's still a good play. It goes down as a PBU, pass breakup, instead of an interception.
You see the numbers on Price. Pitch and catch, but short. Pass complete to Lonnie Outlaw. They're about 3 yards short of the 1st down. They need to get to the 49-yard line of Albany State. Now, will they go for it or punt? Looks like they're going to change personnel and go for the punt.
I don't think it's 4-down territory yet, James. You still got over 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You got plenty of time.
And Ruffin definitely not happy because they had some other receivers possibly open. Carney. And this punt is blocked. Ball is loose.
Dexter Moody.
Number 3, Dexter Moody.
Couldn't have drawn that up any better than coming off the edge like that and stretching out to get the ball off of the punter's foot. That's a perfectly blocked punt for Albany State. Turns the corner.
Carney looks like he took a little bit too long on that one.
Moody was coming up the corner 100 miles an hour.
And Carney definitely wants that kick back. Alexander off the flare pass, and he's able to get possibly 1 yard. Frank Rivers threw that flare pass about 7 yards deep, will bring up a 2nd and long. He did gain 2 yards. Joe Beckham on the tackle.
Good job by Beckham staying home and having his feet active to make sure that if there was a move by the running back, that he would have been able to leverage the play to make the tackle.
So after the blocked punt by Dexter Moody, Albany State back in business in Golden Bear territory. Give to Alexander, and he is brought down at about the 40-yard line for a 3-yard gain. Skylar Smith on the tackle for the Bears.
Number 54 on the tackle, Rayshawn Jones.
Again, we've got a defensive struggle going on right now, even though Miles College has put up 14 points on the board. The Albany State defense, as well as the Miles College defense, has done a good job of keeping those explosive plays to a minimum.
Just a little history between these two teams. Miles College, in their first ever championship game, defeated Albany State 2 years ago. So far, Albany State has not beaten Reginald Ruffin's Golden Bears since he has been head coach. Frank Rivers looking to throw, finds a receiver, able to get enough for the first down and more. Great play by Tevin Isom, his 11th catch of the season, into the red zone for the Golden Rams. Keenan Clark on the tackle for the Golden Bears.
Good job by Frank Rivers, stepping up into the pocket, continuing to keep his head on a swivel, looking down the field. And while looking down the field, he saw Tevin Isom sitting right there waiting for the play, and Isom does a good job of getting yak yards after the play.
24 yards on the throw and catch, and now they're in business. Throw incomplete. Pass intended for the big tight end, Darrell Andrews, the junior from Atlanta, Maynard Jackson High School, right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Good ball thrown by Frank Rivers just now.
88, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Looks like Andrews got off the ball a little bit too quick. Instead of moving forward, the Golden Rams move back 5 to make it 1st and 15. For Frank Rivers, the second half has been his half all season long. Prime example last week, helping his team score 19 unanswered to make it to tonight's championship game.
And his offensive line have done a better job of protecting him in the second half, much better than they did in the first half. He's got more time back in the pocket right now.
Alexander breaks the line of scrimmage and tries to get 4 of those 5 yards lost on that infraction, or bring up a second down and 10. Jones on the tackle for the Golden Bears. And now the defense from Fairfield, Alabama will be tested in their red zone.
This is where you want to be if you're Albany State. And we're definitely in 4-down territory now.
Down by 7. Frank Rivers trying to lead his team into the end zone. Flare pass to Alexander, using his shiftiness to get past one defender, and then is brought down on the backside by Brayshawn Jones, but not before he gains 6 yards to bring up a 3rd and short.
Putting the defense in a tough spot one-on-one out there with Alexander like that. Outside linebackers typically aren't the guys that can be isolated on a running back that's got the shiftiness of Alexander. But at least he turned the running back inside to where the rest of the defense was.
Less than 10 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. 9 rushing touchdowns so far this season, and it looks like they're going to let it go down to 0 to end the 3rd quarter, as we are 1 quarter away from deciding who will walk away with the SIAC Championship trophy. The Golden Rams are driving, but trail by 7. Can they tie it up? You're watching HBCU football on Bounce.
Guy's a pro, Herbie. No doubt about it, Brent. A real gatekeeper. Here's Kevin in the Nissan Sentra. Lamb to the slaughter. Mom's baked cookies, but he'll be lucky to make it inside. And here's the play. Ooh, Dad did not see this coming. Now if Kevin can just seize the opportunity, he's...
The Albany State band is hoping that they can play their way into their 15th conference title as they trail by 7 here in the 4th quarter of the SIAC Championship game. James Verrett along with Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart roaming the sidelines. It's money time if you're a Golden Ram fan, because their Go Rush offense is in the red zone on a 3rd down. Rivers looking to throw. He's throwing deep. Almost intercepted. Justin Farrell right there, but unable to get the pick.
Pressure, immense pressure put on Frank Rivers just now, so he had no choice but to hang that ball out there and hope that his receiver could get to it.
Field goal attempt by Zachary Holly. This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt.
Good solid kick.
And he gets it through. Holly, the young man who's walked away from football after a disastrous year last year, asked to come back by the staff, and so far he's been one of the best kickers in the SIAC. This young man finding redemption. Now it'll be up to Demetri Price or David Thomas, depending on which one will go into the game, to try to see if they can add to their lead, as their lead has dwindled down to 4 points with 14:50 left to play in the ball game.
It has to be David Thomas that goes back out there, right? I mean, I could be wrong, but it has to be, right?
Not sure. Nothing is for sure so far in tonight's game.
Albany State still has life. That field goal was bigger than a lot of people realize. Gives you the opportunity with the touchdown. If Miles College doesn't score, of course, gives you the opportunity with one touchdown to take the lead.
Fife, along with Michael Ross, back deep for Miles College. Holly to kick off. Ross will take it at his own 14. Ross trying to find a hole, able to get out to about the 29-yard line. Both teams are playing for trophies and also a ring, but you two, along with the SIAC and Johnson Incorporated, are proud to present a one-of-a-kind commemorative centennial ring. This officially licensed ring, engraved with the SIAC Centennial logo, will give former and current student athletes, coaches, fans, alumni an opportunity to submit their exquisite stamp on the SIAC history. Fans can order this ring at thesiac.com or call 839-7125. That's a 1-800 number. And David Thomas is back in as the starting quarterback. Running was Floyd Graves, the senior, who some people call the emotional leader for the offense. David Thomas, you see his numbers so far, 12 of 20, 104, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions so far for David Thomas.
Hard-nosed run for Floyd Graves just now, getting met right behind the line of scrimmage.
And that pass is batted down by Larry Whitfield. The dirty blue defense is stepping up big in the fourth quarter.
Once you get across that line of scrimmage, when you're one of the big front four guys, you get your arms up and you jump as high as you can to try to knock down the pass of the quarterback, and that's what Albany State did just now.
You saw Glenn Stanley, the linebacker from Ocala, Florida, trying to wave off the coaches. Right now, is it the smartest thing to do to try to stay out there if you're sort of limping a little bit?
It's a championship game, James. You got to take these guys off the field on a stretcher before they come off the field willingly.
Thomas with time. Throw. Nice. Catch made. Whew. Darren Fife able to get a first down. He's slung to the ground after a 12-yard gain by Quintori Braswell. That was close to a horse collar.
It definitely was close to a horse collar, but did you see the power that David Thomas put in that pass just now to get the first down? Well thrown ball.
I think after he saw Price throwing bullets, he said, okay, I got to start letting loose my cannon. First down from the 45. Graves, the senior, stepping up big. Floyd Graves, first down into round territory. Floyd Graves, he's been hurt all season long. The young man from Newton, Mississippi, stepping up big, and Reynolds with a touchdown-saving tackle for the Rams.
What a great run, coming straight downhill between the A-gap of the guard and the center, and Graves just continuing to hold that ball with both arms to make sure he doesn't give it up and keeping that shoulder pad level low.
Graves once again on the carry. He says, I'm not dead yet. Graves may be my name, but don't count me out. Jagger Buggs on the tackle for the Rams. This is a young man that Coach Ruffin says has been leading his young running back core, even though he has not been able to play a lot this season. So far, only 73 carries and 234 yards to come into tonight's contest with 3 touchdowns.
We've got Outlaw lined up at the bottom of the trips down here, James.
Give to Veal. Veal breaks the line of scrimmage, gets a little bit more, down to the 20, 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line. First down for Denzel Veal.
Graves, Veal, and Terry, all 3 of them, James, none of them standing higher than 5'9", have run the ball exceptionally well for this Miles College Golden Bear team tonight.
20 yards on the game by Denzel Veal inside the Ram 10-yard line. This team known for passing the football, starting to run it now. Veal, once again, inside the 10, gets down to about the 5, make a 2nd and goal. Denzel Veal showing his worth in this running back core for the Golden Bears, and once again, Lovett has to leave the game because he loses his helmet.
Veal, great eye vision when it comes to finding the hole, and he keeps his legs moving. You saw the defense just now swinging at his ankles. That's not going to get him down.
And Veal gets back to the line of scrimmage, but dangerously tries to reverse his field. Eventually brought down by Glenn Stanley, who came in for Lovett, who left the game after his helmet came off.
Establish the line of scrimmage. That's what Miles College is doing this entire drive. They're making sure that their bigs lower their pad level to establish the line of scrimmage to make room for their running backs.
Thomas looking for a receiver. Intercepted by Moody. He's going to run it out of the end zone. Dexter Moody with a spin move, and he's brought down at about the 50-yard line, 15-yard line. Dexter Moody, the young man from Twin City, Georgia, stepping up big for the Dirty Blue defense, and they stop a touchdown drive by the Golden Bears. Moody with the big play.
Miles College had done an exceptional job of running the ball, and David Thomas tried to force a pass just now that wasn't there. The coverage was there the entire time. Not quite sure what Thomas saw, but he tried to make a play, but the play was made by Albany State. Dexter Moody. We had been shy of calling his name today, James.
Not at all. And obviously David Thomas wants to have that one back. And for Dexter Moody, who has been relatively quiet tonight, he stepped up big with a block punt and now with an interception to give the ball back to his goal rush offense. Moody, I think, is definitely stepping up big. His 3rd interception of the season. He is definitely an MVP candidate if the Rams can walk away with the victory, because he has saved the day numerous times this evening.
Especially here in the second half.
Frank Rivers with plenty of time trying to throw his receiver coach out of bounds. Pass intended for Jesse Atkins.
Frank Rivers needs to realize, and it's something that he typically doesn't do, he doesn't make a lot of forced passes, especially late in the ball game. He'll make the right decision when it comes to where to deliver the ball.
So far tonight, only 8 first downs for Albany State. The defense of the Golden Bears have been able to stymie the Golden Rams offense. But now looking at 3rd down, trying to capitalize off the Dexter Moody interception. Frank Rivers, pass reception. Good play to Tevin Isom, enough for the first down, and now they work themselves out of the hole on the 22-yard pitch and catch. Kinder on the tackle for the Bears. Let's go down to Doug with a little bit more. Doug?
Yeah, offensive coordinator Steve Smith was way up into the offense talking about miscommunications with the wide receivers. Him and Frank Rivers last week talked about getting the ball to the receivers and trying to keep them upright. And it looks like that it didn't happen in the last 2 series, but we'll see what happens here, guys. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doug. First down, ball at the 37-yard line. Nice spin move by Phillip Moore. Flag is thrown. Could be a face mask. And the 5'5", 180-pound junior stepping up big forward on the tackle for the Bears, but this may be a little bit more added to the run.
On the defense, number 15, they're going to use the face mask here. Automatic, first down.
Add 15 more yards to Moore's run.
Philip Moore is so slight in size that maybe it was a grab of the shoulder pad that ended up sliding up to the face mask, as we saw just now on the replay. But that's a great gain. Now the Golden Rams find themselves in Miles College territory.
First down. Ball at the 42-yard line of Miles College. Once again, they're going to run the football with Philip Moore, and he's able to get positive yards, a 5-yard gain for the 5'5" running back. Williams on the tackle for the Bears.
Roughly 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Albany State's got a good position right now when it comes to making sure that they hold on to the ball. And Frank Rivers is such a savvy quarterback that I'm sure he won't turn it over when they decide to go to the air.
Frank Rivers did this last week, helping his team score 19 unanswered. Now they're going to give to Moore this time. They've snuffed him out. Good play by the defense of Miles College. Justin Williams able to make the big play, 3-yard loss.
Good job of coming up the field by Justin Williams, keeping contained, wrapping up the running back and driving him back.
The fan base coming from Fairfield, Alabama, trying to root their team on. Just outside the Iron City of Birmingham, Alabama, Miles College has proven they're one of the best teams in the state of Alabama. People hear about Alabama and Auburn, but Miles also championship caliber. 3rd and long. Frank Rivers trying to find someone, goes deep and overthrows his intended receiver, Jesse Atkins. So instead of a first down, the drive moves from deep in their own territory, but now it'll be a punting situation for the Golden Rams.
8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's still an eternity. This is a great call to punt the ball, try to pin them inside the 5 or the 10-yard line, and let your defense continue to fight, which they've done a good job of doing today.
Lattner to punt for Albany State. And they brought the house. Fife will call for a fair catch, and the ball goes awry. He doesn't touch it. And he cannot advance it, but it will be Albany State football inside the 5-yard line. Ontarius Benson able to make the big play for the Golden Rams, and obviously Miles College is trying to say they never touched the football. Now it will be a discussion amongst officials.
He called for fair catch, James, but again, not sure if that ball hit him or not.
There's no replay in Division II football, but we can see it at home. He calls for the fair catch. He never touched it.
He never touched it. Oh, no.
He never touched the football.
No. Or did he?
Never touched it. It went through his hands. He never touched it.
It may have hit that left hand, James.
Now, here's the other point that Ruffin may be talking about. They did not give the return man enough space to actually have a chance at the ball. And now Elton Bryan is hearing an earful from Reginald Ruffin.
He doesn't have enough room. I think that ball may have hit his hamstring. But again, that clearly could have been interference on behalf of the punt team for not giving him the space to make the fair catch.
And this is one of the reasons why you have this game on Bounce TV. When you go back to the barbershop, when you go back to your alumni association, if you're a Miles College fan, if this is the play that changes the complexity of this game, you saw it right here on Bounce TV. Was it a touch or wasn't it a touch? You decide. And Coach Ruffin is saying, obviously, the Golden Bears have been robbed, but the call has been made. There's no replay in Division II athletics for football, so that means that it'll be Albany State's ball inside of Miles' 5-yard line.
On a possible bad call, James, in a championship game. That hurts.
Frank Rivers once again finds life. Give to Alexander. He's going to run it on the outside. Touchdown, Albany State. Adrian Alexander, 5-yard touchdown run. And for the first time this half, the Golden Rams have the lead.
Here's where Coach Ruffin has to call his team up right now to make sure that they're mentally still in tune to what needs to be done in this ball game. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for you to make plays offensively and defensively. He has to make sure that his team stays in the game.
Holly for the point after. Once again, he is true. And with 8:30 left to play, Adrian Alexander uses his legs to give them the lead. You're watching HBCU football right here on Bounce. Welcome back to the SIAC Championship game. Albany State has grabbed the lead for the first time this half with a 17-14 lead with 8:30 left to play. They may have their eyes on the prize, but their heads are stuck in the sand. Cedric the Entertainer and Gabrielle Union star in The Honeymooners, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central, right here on Bounce TV. Frank Rivers been able to guide his offense, but it's been big plays and special teams that have helped propel this team to a 3-point lead. Holly to kick. Fife will take it inside his own 20. Fife on the outside. DJ Fife beyond midfield, down at about the 39-yard line. DJ Fife stepping up big.
Here again, make sure your guys keep their heads in the ball game, because anything can happen with this high amount of time still on the clock.
48 yards on the kickoff return, and Reginald Ruffin still smarting about that last play, but Darren Fife makes up for it on this kickoff return.
Outstanding play. Way to set up the blocks for Miles College and wait for Fife to read them. Just that quick, you're 40 yards from the end zone.
Golden Bears trail by 3. Give to Terry. Terry running hard, but running to a sea of blue jerseys. Able to gain possibly 1 yard. Dudley, Marcavius Dudley there on the tackle for the Dirty Blue defense.
Gain of a yard. Good job by that Dirty Blue defense to hold their spot at the point of contact for the defensive line.
Big plays have been the key to keep Miles College in this game. Plays of 15 yards or more. Logan looks like he went the wrong way. Check that, that was Floyd Graves. Dexter Moody right there to wrap up David Thomas, and now a little frustration, and now the leadership will be tested on Thomas after the 3-yard loss.
little miscommunication in the backfield between the runner and the quarterback. Thomas tried to just pull it down and get as much as he could, which ended up being a loss.
Third down and long. Looking to throw from the backside, and he is brought down. Big play by Keotan Miller. Stepping up big for the Golden Rams. 6-yard loss on the play.
Read option pass just now for Thomas, but he never was able to find a receiver open down the field. He tried to hold the ball as long as he could and throw it at the last second, but the referees already called him in the grass for a sack.
Frustration mounting from the Miles College sideline. Brandon Carney. Braswell back deep for Albany State. Remember, Carney had one of his punts blocked. They don't send a lot of people possibly looking for a return. Braswell will take it at his own 12. But Torrey Braswell goes nowhere fast. Brought down at about the 15-yard line. When we come back, can Albany State hold on and walk away with their 15th title, or will it be Reginald Ruffin's team able to come back to grab the lead?
Guy's a pro, Herbie. No doubt about it, Brent. A real gatekeeper. Here's Kevin in the Nissan Sentra. Lamb to the slot. Mom's baked cookies, but he'll be lucky to make it inside. And here's the play.
17-14 is your score with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to play. In the SIAC, it is more than just football. Let's go down to Doug, who has more. Doug?
Yeah, Bill Cosby was in Birmingham for the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Movement, and Coach Reggie Ruffin had him speak to the team more about life than about football. Cosby told the team to be accountable and to know your assignment, not just in football, but in life. Now, most of these guys weren't born, not most, but all of these guys were not born when Bill Cosby was at his height. But Coach Ruffin said that the guys knew, and they listened attentively. Guys, back to you.
And that is one of the great things that you can find at Miles College, one of the small schools that can. They're doing big things, and right now they need their defense to do something big and try to stop Albany State from getting a couple of first downs. And right now, movement going forward. Keotan Clark on the tackle.
And definitely look for Albany State to let this clock tick. I'd be surprised if they snap this ball anytime before 3 seconds is left on the clock. Miles College needing to turnover badly to find a way to get a score before this ball game ticks to its last second.
Smalls also in with more on the carry. His helmet comes off, a flag is thrown, and now may add to the play because it looks like that helmet was ripped off his head.
Yep.
Personal foul on the defense, number 22. With the face mask, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Terrell Kinder, the person on the infraction, and Coach Ruffin definitely not happy with that.
What was about to be a third down because of Miles College trying to make a play, ultimately ends up being a first down. Again, when your hand starts to slip, when you grab that shoulder pad, sometimes you need to let the player go altogether so your hand doesn't ride up to the face mask or to the helmet of the opposing player.
First down, ball at the 36-yard line. Give to Alexander, and he goes nowhere fast. Quickly wrapped up by the defense of Miles College. Darrell Williams in on the tackle.
Tick, 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 tick. 4:40 left in the game. Albany State looking at a second and long. And if you're Miles College right now, you may want to send one or two guys on top of the front four.
Ruffin looking for his D to make a big play on 2nd and 12. Rivers. Throw and catch to Philip Moore. Able to gain about 5 yards on the pass play. Make it a 3rd down and 8.
Devontae Osborne's got to do a better job of staying in bounds. Catching that ball and dropping instead of going out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Fans are starting to get into this game. Miles College fans trying to aid their defense to try to stop the defense of Albany State. Rivers getting some pressure, trying to find a receiver, throws long, flag is thrown, pass is picked off, and it may be all coming back. Terrell Kinder, but we may have a hold in the defensive backfield. Let's see what the official call is from Alton Bryant.
Pass interference on the defense, number 20. Correction, holding on the defense, number 20. 10-yard penalty, holding an eligible receiver. First down.
That was on Joe Beckham. And Ruffin definitely not happy. And the penalties are starting to mount for Miles College. First down at midfield. Alexander using his strong legs to get a first down and more, but the ball is loose. Looks like he fell on top of it.
You've got number 20 jumping up in the air, pointing down the field instead of getting into that pile to get the ball. Don't celebrate when that ball's in the ground. Get into it.
15 yards on the run by Adrian Alexander, but right now there's a scrum for the ball. They have already called it in favor of Albany State.
You see Joe Beckham, once the ball's down on the ground, oh gosh, it was out.
But he fell right on top of it, and then after that it was the battle of the fittest. Whoever could stand in there and withstand the brunt of trying to go for that ball. And right now, Adrian Alexander has to come off the field, and being carried off, looks like he is a little winded after the play, getting some help from his teammates.
He was hanging up the bottom of that pile. I told you it's dangerous down there.
Looks like he's got a couple of knots on his head after that one. Yeah. Looks like some of the beads from the turf.
Will you please reset the game clock to 3 minutes and 50 seconds? 3 minutes and 50 seconds, please.
Time put back on the clock. You see the numbers for Adrian Alexander: 7 rushes, 32 yards, 1 touchdown. That touchdown on a short 5-yard run to give the Golden Rams a 17-14 lead. Now this offensive line, and of course Frank Rivers, 3 minutes and 57 seconds away from bringing home the 15th title in the SIAC for the school. And you see Coach Mike White
just relaxing,
just taking the load off a little bit.
Literally.
Now the clock needs to be set at 3:50, not 3:57. They're getting it straight as we speak, and there it goes, 3:50.
Still a significant amount of time for Miles College to make the play, but they need a turnover badly.
Turnover or a stop here. First down, ball at the 34-yard line. Give to Philip Moore, breaks the line of scrimmage, able to gain about 3, possibly 4 yards on the carry. Skylar Smith on the tackle for the Bears.
2nd and 6 on the clock. Albany State running the play in, taking their time, no rush at all. Won't even go to the line of scrimmage until the 15-second mark on that clock.
Offensive line playing well, only 1 sack, and that sack was in the first half. So far, this big offensive line has stepped up big.
That's a good stat.
Second down, 6. And flag is thrown. Movement going against Albany State, which is a break for Miles.
False start on the offense, number 70, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Darius Mitchell, the young man from Jonesboro, Georgia, transferred from Jackson State, called on that infraction. And he's definitely not happy. This is a homecoming for him. Jonesboro, Georgia, right outside of the Atlanta city limits, just south of Atlanta, down 75. Second down and 11. They're going to give to Moore. He goes nowhere fast. Helmets go flying. Just an example of how hard the hits are coming. Phillip Moore has to leave the game. And Jarvis Small will come in to spell it.
Huge play coming for Miles College right here, as well as Albany State. 3rd and 11. Clock still ticking. Miles has 1 timeout remaining.
You see the numbers on the 3rd down conversions, not necessarily overly impressive, but right now a conversion here can put the game on ice. Frank Rivers will go out of the shotgun along with Small in the backfield.
Snapped it a little early.
Rivers getting some pressure, and he will throw this one away. Great job by the defense of Miles College. Keenan Clark, among others, right there to apply pressure to the 6'5" quarterback in Frank Rivers.
Not a lot of time on the clock, but you would have preferred Frank Rivers actually eat the sack just now to keep that clock ticking or force Miles College to call their final timeout.
The junior quarterback from Birmingham, a la Fairfield, Alabama. Actually, they had some signs when Miles College was leaving their campus to come to the SIAC championship game where they were saying, "Good luck, Frank."
Wow.
Because Frank Rivers is somewhat of a high-profile guy in the hamlet of Fairfield, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham. Timeout has been called. When we come back, we'll have a fantastic finish. We've got HBCU football right here on Bounce.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but you're...
The SIAC Championship Game is brought to you by Fusion Pro Glide, Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin. Learn more at Gillette.com/grooming edge. And by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. Beautiful shot of the downtown area of Atlanta, Georgia. 17-14 is your score. 1 minute, 20 seconds away from Albany State Golden Rams walking away with the championship, or will Miles College march down 80 yards to figure out a way to either tie or get a touchdown to walk away with their second conference title in the last 3 years. Now it's time for our Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Precision Play of the Half. This was the game-winning touchdown, a one-play drive. Adrian Alexander with a 5-yard touchdown run to give the Golden Rams the lead. 17-14, our Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Precision Play of the Half. There was a punt during our last television timeout, went into the end zone, and now it will be Miles College offense versus Albany State's dirty blue defense. Both sides fans are into the game. And now we'll see what David Thomas and company can do in the next minute and 20 seconds. Looking to throw, intended for Fife. He got one hand on it, but could not bring it in. Brings up second down.
Would have been a good opportunity to get some more positive yards if he would have been able to secure the catch. But I'd always try to get two hands on the ball instead of one.
Second down. Thomas has led his team to one SIAC title 2 years ago. Now, in his final year with the Golden Bears, can he lead them again down by 3? Thomas with plenty of time. This time he's brought down Grover Stewart.
Because
the freshman steps up big for the Dirty Blue defense. 2-yard loss on the sack by Grover Stewart.
Thomas had time in the pocket, but there was great coverage. That's considered a coverage sack for the defense when the DBs have done a good job to make sure that the quarterback has no one to throw the ball to. Grover Stewart did a good job of shedding his blocker and pulling them in. He stepped up into the pocket, but Grover Stewart was right there.
The freshman from Camilla, Georgia. Stepping up big. Getting a lot of congratulations from his teammates. You knew all along that a Stewart would step up tonight, huh?
No doubt about it, James. That's what family does. You got a last name like Stewart, you make plays. You make big plays.
Right now, Miles College needs a big play if they want to stay in this game, looking at a 3rd and 12. A lot of people who looked at this game thought that this would be a walk-away victory for Miles College due to the fact that they went to Tuskegee and was able to beat Tuskegee to win the Western Division. But Coach Ruffin even said it is very difficult to beat a team 2 times in one season.
And that is why we play the game.
3rd down. Miles College needs to get beyond the 30-yard line to keep this drive alive. Thomas with time throws, and this is incomplete, which will bring up a 4th down situation. The Dirty Blue defense in the second half has stepped up big. Once again, for the 2nd consecutive game, they are pitching a shutout.
A shutout. That's amazing. That is amazing what this team is allowed to do in the second half.
4th and 12 with 1 minute left to play. Thomas coming back from the sideline, getting the play call. They have 5 wide receivers. Check that, 4 wide receivers. Trying to hurry up because the play clock is down to less than 5 seconds. 4th down, getting quickly.
Sack.
Celebration for Albany State. Glenn Stanley, the young man who has traveled for multiple schools, able to bring down Thomas, but there is a flag.
Delay of game on the defense, 5-yard penalty, Albany State, 1st down.
Delay of game may have been from the excessive celebration. But now, in 56 seconds, what many thought was improbable after a 1-4 start, may become a reality. Mike White, the Dirty Blue defense, the Gold Rush offense has found a way to get a win.
And the muffed punt, or the possible muffed punt, that will be talked about for years.
Coach Ruffin, in his 3rd season, has gone through the sweet taste of victory and is 56 seconds away from the bitter taste of defeat. And for Mike White, This season has been a historic one. He has garnered his 100th victory as head coach, becoming the second winningest coach at Albany State. And now he is 56 seconds away from getting the school's 15th SIAC title.
Well played ball game by both ball clubs. A questionable muff punt. But both teams played their hearts out. You can truly say they both left it on the field.
And they're marking off the delay of game. And now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Rams at the 22-yard line. And for Mike White, this is a team that he may have not known if they had it in them, but they show improved. Victory formation for the last 2 weeks. The defense for Albany State has pitched second-half shutouts in back-to-back weeks. This is a team that will spot you points and figure out a way to come back.
Right.
The ultimate football rope-a-dope.
We talked about it earlier. Starting fast is good, but finishing strong is better.
Kneeling one more time, and let the celebration begin. And the Gatorade for the assistant coaches. The thrill of a conference title right here on Bounce. Albany State, your 2013 SIAC champions. For the 15th time in school history, Albany State 17, Miles College 14. This was everything we thought it would be. Wonderful game, Ryan.
Incredible football game played by both teams. Hate to see it come down to a possible missed call on the special teams play, but hey, that's part of the game.
And for Frank Rivers, the transfer from Grambling State, he brought a championship pedigree and brings a championship. So Albany State defeats Miles College 17-14. Coming up next on Bounce TV Breakdown. So for Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart, this is James Barrett saying goodbye from Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta, where Albany State walks away with a 17-14 victory and wins the SIAC championship. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
5-yard penalty.
Chasing a murder.